get moving on a Monday afternoon, and 7 Up will help you do that. Pick it up at Coons Market. How do you find one of those 9 neighborhood Coons Markets? Click on coonsmarket.com. Top of the first, spring training baseball. Pirates leading Atlanta 1-0. They beat Minnesota yesterday 4-3. But it is time to talk basketball. You know, ranking of the teams most likely to win the 2017 National Championship, all the way from 1 to 68, and separated into 8 tiers with some fun and some really interesting facts. This is from Yahoo Sports. Put together a little homework for you today, and this is what they've come up with, and this is what I've come up with. So something to think about as you fill out your bracket. One of the most exciting weeks in sports, especially those first round matchups, because you just never know the underdog that's going to land the punch, right? All right, Duke, preseason number 1, but what a year. Kicks and shoves, locker room bans, meetings at the coach's house, Coach K, embarrassing upsets, and serious back surgeries, but through it all, Duke is back, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a good thing for college basketball. Number 2, the Jayhawks, Kansas. They may have the best player in the NCAA tournament in Frank Mason III. Number 3, the seesaw season of North Carolina, but remember, they have got Roy Williams. So there you have it, number 3. Also, Jay Wright, what a coach. Last year's national title winner, Villanova, may not have the same upside, but it's still Villanova. Now, also in the top tier, Gonzaga. They don't have the talent that they've had in recent years, and I know a lot of people say they don't have a tough regular season schedule, but they are one of those underdogs that always finds a way. When you got to win by a knockout to get the title, they win by a knockout. Love Gonzaga in the top tier. And John Calipari and Kentucky. Malik Monk. How he goes, so does the Wildcats, but a guy who always finds a way. Turn it up and get it done late in a basketball game for those crucial shots, putting all the X's and O's in the right place. Moon Township native John Calipari, Clarion University's own. Number 3, Bobby Knight disciple, just like Coach K, Steve Alford, UCLA. You got to love it because he's getting that tradition back in a big way. Ben Hallen kind of got it going, the former Pitt coach, and he's picked up, and where a lot of coaches have left off. Just there, but not enough. But I do believe Steve Alford, coaching his son, has got the Bruins out of that always competitive Pac-12 back, and they deserve to be in the top tier, as does Rick Pitino and Louisville. And Donovan Mitchell for the Cardinal, make no mistake, he is a star. West Virginia, they're there too because of Bobby Huggins. That guy is a winner, so you can't rule them out. Oregon, Florida, and Notre Dame. Last season, Mike Brey went to a 2-point guard lineup in the postseason, and the Irish charged to the Elite 8. So the Fighting Irish, and hovering around St. Patrick's Day, just days away, hey, you know they're going to have a great run. And speaking of the Irish, the University of Pittsburgh welcomes their baseball team this weekend, and they are playing on St. Patrick's Day this Friday. All right, also up there in the top tiers, you've got Baylor and Michigan. What a story, the Wolverines. Just a couple of weeks ago, they were a bubble team. And then SMU, the Mustangs, haven't lost since January the 12th. Purdue, Iowa State, Virginia, Florida State also in there. Now, the long shots, Oklahoma State, Wichita State, Wisconsin, Cincinnati, and Vanderbilt, Miami, Minnesota, Northwestern. And now to the very long shots. You've got Maryland, Michigan State, Dayton, St. Mary's, Rhode Island. If you watched any Rhode Island in the Atlantic 10 tournament, then you know the Rams are on the move. 35, Virginia Tech. Then you got Arkansas, Virginia Commonwealth, Seton Hall, South Carolina, Kansas State and Wake Forest at 40 and 41 respectively. And in Tier 6, Creighton and Middle Tennessee State. You got Marquette and University of North Carolina, Wilmington. And then it kind of goes like this. USC, although I must tell you, they can definitely run the basketball up and down the floor, and they've got a lot of muscle on that team too. Providence, Xavier, Nevada, and Princeton. Princeton, by the way, great Ivy League school, has not lost since Christmas. Vermont, they haven't either. They're in there. And then you got East Tennessee State. Definitely not, but always enjoyable to see if they can do something early in the tournament. That's what makes it so interesting. David versus Goliath. You've got Bucknell and Winthrop, New Mexico State, Iona, Kent State, Florida Gulf Coast, Northern Kentucky, South Dakota State, and North Dakota. And this is where it gets really interesting. This is truly like David taking on Goliath and, yeah, getting the win. The people that everybody think has not a shot at all to do anything but to lace up their sneakers. And you know what? These young men and their coaches love it too, folks. Troy, North Carolina Central, UC Davis, Jacksonville State, New Orleans, Texas Southern, and Mount St. Mary. So there you have it. I hope it was as refreshing for you as it was for me. Now remember, 93.7 The Fan, they're going to be doing this all the way through the Final Four and then the Final Two and the subsequent championship. And we'll have a lot with KDKA as well too, and of course the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. And I'll be out and about doing these little videos, you can be sure as well too. So have a great rest of your day. But one other thing before I go, why the East Liverpool? Why the East Liverpool football hoodie? Blue and white forever, Blue and White Touchdown Club, Coach Ludwig, and of course his wife Mallory. They're getting ready for their night at the races coming up at the Incredible Elks in East Liverpool. You can check it out by finding information with her on this Facebook page. Just simply link in and get your horse for night at the races. But coming up at the Museum of Ceramics, which is a historic place in East Liverpool, they're going to have their Mardi Gras party this Saturday. It's going to be an incredible evening, and Mary Ann Hogue is putting it together. Lincoln Park will be there entertaining. Hot Shots Bar and Grill, wonderful food. I know my friend Mimi Tambellini and her incredible husband Jason Croxel will be there. A lot of folks from East Liverpool. So I'm highly urging you to support truly a piece of art and treasure that we need to keep around for generations to come, because there's a very good chance, especially if you're within, well, the tri-state, you go into your cupboard and you put a place setting on the table. It probably came from Homer Laughlin, China, or one of the many potteries for decades and generations in East Liverpool. And this Museum of Ceramics really tells the story of the city of Hill and Kills. And you just don't want it to go away. And you want to continue to make it, well, folks, a destination for people to go to understand the rich culture and history of that great community of East Liverpool and, of course, the surrounding area. Mardi Gras party is this Saturday. Please get a hold of Mary Ann Hogue and be there. And I know you will definitely not regret it. Have yourself a great rest of the day. I'll see you later tonight at the Pittsburgh Duquesne Light Home and Garden Show. We are on the air at 7 o'clock until 10. And guess what? We're going to start off, as always, with the Allegheny Health Network program, Medical Frontiers. Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer will be there in person along with the great doctors from the Allegheny Health Network. And then we just welcome you to the show with all sorts of great people stopping by, courtesy of John DeSantis. Now, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the folks from Ireland Contracting will be on the air from 7 until 8. And then John and Maggie Schmutzer, when it comes to windows, none other than Metropolitan Windows. My opinion, uno, the best in this region. We'll be talking windows and the home improvement that they can put in your life, courtesy of the Duquesne Light Home and Garden Show. So it's going to be a big couple of nights. Hope to see you on the radio. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, for the impending snow, AccuWeather, News Radio 1020 KDKA over the next 48 to 72 hours. Good day.